Hello and welcome to some more Blade Strangers analysis. I'm Sarah FCM. And yeah, so like Emiko, she's a grappler, but she's got a lot of like basic pressure. Basically, like she's not amazing at grappling, but she has a really good anti-air grab. I don't know, I give her a lot of shit because her command grab is super reactable. See, like that. There's gotta be ways to sneak it in though. Her damage is great though. Look at that. Well, and they dropped it, but still. Curly is a hardcore zoning character, but she actually has some weirdly good Oki. Because she has a move called Firebolt, or Fireball, I don't know. But it's really good for setting up pressure. And again, the Emiko keeps dropping the end there. It does a lot of damage, but whatever. I guess she doesn't need the damage if she's gonna kill just from raw 5H. I would imagine this is a bad matchup for Curly. Or excuse me, did I say bad matchup for Curly? I mean bad matchup for Emiko. Because Curly's, like, we haven't really got to see it a lot, but yeah, her zoning is insane. Just uses the command grab while they're in the air, so they have to land. That's actually cool. I've never seen that. It's a good tactic. Yeah, so okay, whenever you're doing, like whenever you get counter hit by 4E, it definitely does that full crumpling. You can combo in a grab afterwards if you want. Curly's damage isn't anything to shake a finger at either. It gets it again, actually. Okay. Yeah, I don't see a lot of people use that tactic, but if you're trying to fish for counter hits, then use 4E. Don't use another button. In fact, you can get a full crumple. Yeah, see, look at how much damage that does. That was 50%. Good frame trap. Most of the damage that you will be doing in this game comes from frame traps, in my opinion. Well, frame traps and staggers, because you want to use staggers as a mix-up for frame traps in this game, in my opinion. Because there are, like, traditional high-low mix-ups in this game, of course, but the best way to mix, like, maybe not the best way, but the most common way you will be mixing someone up is with frame traps and stagger pressure. Lina. I talked about Lina on one of my previous episodes of Blade Strangers analysis, but Lina is like I want to call her like a neutral character, but then when she gets the knockdown, it's all about that rush down, my boy. She's got a like an orb that, like, you can set up some good 50-50s on that, like this, for example. And also the fact that she has a half-bar launcher is really good. I didn't actually know that you could do that. That's pretty interesting. I'm going to rewind for that one. So whenever she knocks her down, I mean, most of the time you have to guess on a 50-50. That said, Emiko just used the button to hit both ways. That's pretty creative. Ooh, drops the 6H. That is kind of hard to do for some characters, unfortunately. Good attempt on the command grab, but they were already preemptively in the air. I feel like that command grab is way too slow. Sets up the pressure with the ball. Emiko doesn't have a lot of layers to her mix-ups. That's going to be a combo. Unless you're terrible at video games. Okay. If you're going to play a bad character, at least play him good. I don't know. I don't think Emiko's that bad. She just has problems that a lot of characters don't have, I guess. I mean, her being a big body character is pretty bad because zoning is pretty good in this game. But not only that, but like I don't really see what her main game plan is. Her command grab is so bad on, like, if you can react to her command grab, there's almost nothing you can do. It feels like. Who knows? Maybe the Emiko mains out there can tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, the Emiko player has definitely found the answer to that setup. Well, if the Lina player wants to adapt, they're going to have to use a meaty setup for that instead of just doing it after that move, because it's not actually a true, like, it's not actually guaranteed. I forget if it's 5S or if it's 6S, but... or if it's something else. Because I know our 8S is her teleport. Skip for it. Now Ollie is like rush the fuck down. She's the RTSD character. She has amazing Oki, but also she just has like really good mix-ups. Like she can combo off of an overhead for one half bar, which is better than most characters. The only other character that I can think of that can combo off of an overhead for less than a whole bar is Master T. And he can do it meterlessly, but I mean, this isn't about Master T. This is about Ollie and Lina. Yeah, this setup is actually interesting. Purposefully using repetition penalty to get that knockdown so that you can set up the bombs, although they didn't choose to go for the bombs. I've seen a lot of Ollie players actually use that tactic. It's not a bad tactic, it's just, it is kind of interesting. I would have never thought to purposefully get repetition penalty. You might see it here. Well, and also, if you... see, the cool thing about that mix-up, though, is if you don't get the full repetition penalty, you can leave them standing just like they did and go for a throw. So it actually has a lot more layers than you might think. Obviously, the problem with it is that combo doesn't do that much damage because it uses repetition penalty quite a lot. Ollie can get pretty good damage, too, so that's a shame. Like, you have to go for a setup rather than damage. Like a smart decision or something. I just want to be brain dead and use my 50-50s over and over again. Actually, neutral jumps the throw. And for those who don't know, any JE that is on counter hit will always like bounce off the ground. Then again, if you don't know, you probably don't know what JE means either, so fuck, you know. Did think that one out. Yeah, see that idea isn't really guaranteed or anything. Whenever you jump up like that using the 5S, it's really good if they're not expecting it. But if you are expecting, you just... yeah, but also it is plus if you actually do land it and make a block. Obviously, the problem with just doing it would be I could just do 5L and then jump and hit you or something, but... yeah, the Shovel Knight player is really going to have to stop going for that every time. They're going to have to mix it up. Another way you can mix it up is you do 5L and charge it, but not very long, and you don't jump. So you actually hit them when they try to jump, and you can probably get a combo off of it depending on how long you charged it. So that setup is actually, it is real in the corner. You can jump out of it mid-screen, but you don't have anywhere to jump to in the corner, so it actually is good. Yeah, whenever you block the gems, you are in frame disadvantage, my boy. Whiff punishes with the offensive skill. Didn't get anything off of it really though. Yeah, that is a double overhead. You gotta be wary of that. Doesn't matter if you wake up. You gotta take the guess. If you don't have well, you can delayed wake up to get out of that. But then if she knows you're gonna delayed wake up, she can OTG you. This has to be one of those matchups that's very just dependent on who has the knockdown, because obviously Shovel Knight has insane pressure, which means he has insane Oki in general. But Lena has like really good Oki, but not necessarily like amazing pressure outside of that. But that said, whenever they're on the ground, like Lena can kind of control the neutral. So I feel like maybe this is just a really heavily dependent on the situation kind of matchup. Like even if it's like a Shovel Knight's favorite or Lena's favorite, like I don't think that matters as much as who had the knockdown last. I don't know, that's just my 2 cents. I don't actually play Lena. And I've never played Lena, so I don't really have any experience either. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. When Curly shoots the missile up like that, and also her Firebolt, they're really good Oki moves, in addition to their purposes as zoning tools. You gotta anti-air that. Unless you want to take this. When's the... you can't go for... If you see here, he did 4H and then light command grab. You gotta go for the heavy command grab. It'll work on hit or on block. If he would have went for that though, he would have won, but he did win anyways. Shovel Knight's tick throw setups are actually kind of gross. Like I said in one of my other videos, it is a 31 frame command grab, but it's super invisible. Like looking, like you can't really tell the difference between that move and 6L, or I mean 6H, 6S. There we go. Good blocks. That doesn't seem... Okay, well, never mind. That's an instant overhead. And you can take 70% off of that. Whenever you're playing this matchup, I do recommend, well in general, but in this matchup specifically, it's great to be using Firebolt a lot, because like use it as a mix-up basically, because if you use it and then do fire like just the regular machine gun, like that controls a lot more space than just spamming machine gun does. Because whenever you do Firebolt, it makes them like wait a second, because it's going to be plus on block as soon as you block it. I don't know, I've seen like some Curly players who play kind of Rushdown as well, though. Even though she is like the best zoning character in the game. I remember week 1 she was considered top 5. I don't know if she still is. Shovel Knight does have things about this matchup to get in, but other than like the 2 things that he has, he really just kind of has to deal with it as it is. Just walk and block. Yeah, I talked about it in my last video, but look at this mix-up. It doesn't look like it would hit, but it crosses up. Like, it hits from the front and then it crosses up. It's almost like the hard to blockable, which is kind of gross in this game. Yeah, just good luck. Good luck getting in. Alright, I'll do one more. Good conversion off of the jump H. Chooses to spin the bar to get the actual combo off the overhead. You can't really get much with Curly, I don't think. But you can get something. I don't know if she can combo her offensive skill into fully charged sit H or not, but pretty sure Ollie can. Yeah, see what I mean? Whenever you block the firebolt, it really just makes you want to, like... Or whenever they throw out the fireball, it really just makes you want to sit there and block. Because there's so much implied space control. By the time you react to the actual firebolt, you don't really have anything you can do. You're plus. Drops the combo, unfortunately. Alright. Well, I will see you guys in the next video. If you enjoy this as much as I do, please consider dropping a dislike, a negative comment, or unsubscribing from the channel. Yeah, and I will see you guys in the next Blade Stranger analysis. Bye!